So reason. Reason is what makes everything we have around us, these lights. I mean, Thomas Edison's reason, right? We get electricity. We get the light bulb. I mean, Benjamin Franklin. Without his work, we wouldn't have electricity. We wouldn't have a light bulb. Right? These buildings, architects, somebody had to figure that out. Again, no gene. But everything in your life is about that. Everything in your life needs to be figured out. You don't have an instinct for mating. We don't. It's hard, right? You got to figure it out. I mean, you got to talk this morning about some strategies around that and how to think about relationships. That was the whole point. How to plan. And it's really crucial. This is about thinking. Even when talking about how to think about yourself and how to undo, maybe certain psychological issues, it's about thinking about yourself. There's no other way. They have these rooms that are all patterned. You go and you yell and you scream and you bang on the walls. It's fun, but it doesn't help you. Right? The only self-help is from figuring out what the problems are and figuring out what the solution should be. Thinking. So if you really want to be properly selfish, not the lying, stealing type, but the type who takes care of self, then the number one value, the number one virtue has to be thinking, has to be taking reason, taking rationality seriously, taking your own mind seriously. So we're here about cultivating a body, and that's great, about how to eat right and how to have a good physique. And you need that, right? Because you need to be healthy in order to do anything in life. But to really achieve something in life, to really be good at what you want to be, you need to use your mind. You need to figure it out. Even when it comes to diet and exercise, right? Who is being brought up here? It's people who've studied it, who've done research, who've figured it out. Right? They've used their mind. They've used reason in order to figure out diet. And if you spend, a lot of us spend a lot of time reading diet books and reading nutrition books and looking at the labels and figuring out what we can and cannot eat. And we spend a lot of time figuring out what kind of weights to use and how many times a day to exercise, or how many times a day, how many times a year to exercise, I guess it's going to be, right? Because the whole idea is you shouldn't exercise too much. But what kind of weights and all this stuff, right? We spend a huge amount of time on that. Well, what I'm saying is that's the kind of time and thought and effort and energy that needs to be spent on every aspect of your life. Every aspect of your life. What kind of career do you want? What am I really good at? Right? And it can't just be about the money. I mean, money can be important, but it can't just be about the money. Because believe me, if you set the career goal, if you set your goal as I want to make $1 million, but the only way to do that and get $1 million is to do something that I hate doing, getting the $1 million is not going to be satisfying. It's not going to be fun. You're not going to enjoy yourself. Rather be poorer and do something that you love doing than be rich and hate what you're doing. It's about the process. It's about what you love and understanding what you love. Take Eric, he could have gone and invented a light bulb or something, right? But he loves teaching. And you know how much they pay teachers? Nothing. I mean, it's like one of the poorest professions out there. True or not, right? Yeah, absolutely. But he loves it, right? So, I mean, I can guarantee you he's happier standing in front of a classroom, teaching on a regular basis and making less money than going out and working, I don't know, on, what would you, I don't know Eric well enough to know what he would have done otherwise. I would have done, I've got a Ph.D. in finance. I could have gone to Wall Street. I could have gone to Wall Street. But I would have been bored in Wall Street. This is much more fun than making millions of dollars on Wall Street. For me, not necessarily for you, but for me. I wouldn't exchange my life for a life on Wall Street any day. Yeah, I'd have a fancier car. I don't think I could have a hotter wife than I already have. It's true. I'll be married in February. I'll be married 30 years. 3 zeros. So I can't talk about dating because I don't remember dating.